Hi, everyone. It's Jessica Miller-Merrill here. I'm the founder of Workology, a human resource and recruiting resource. We cover all aspects of the employment life cycle, and I'm joined today by Joywyn Ronan. Hi, Joywyn.
Hi, Jessica.
Talk a little bit about your background for us.
Sure, Jessica. I work with the Partnership on Employment and Accessible Technology. It's a program funded out of the Department of Labor. And Pete helps employers attract and retain people with disabilities into the workplace and focus on the promise of universal design and accessible technology to help employers do that.
Amazing. So we are asking for your vote for our South by Southwest workshop. It's called Straight Talk, Neurodiversity, Universal Design, and Inclusion in the Workplace. So we're going to be covering all these topics in 2 hours. We want to provide foundations on the topics of neurodiversity, universal design, and inclusion in the workplace. We want to share with you how companies can drive diversity and inclusion efforts and how technology platforms can help with that accessibility and universal design for your employees, candidates, as well as customers. Hopefully, if you're a tech company who's building software for your customers, you're thinking about universal design as well. But this is a 2-hour workshop, and you'll be able also to learn about social media and how it might be hurting your hiring process in terms of reaching candidates with disabilities. Joywyn and I will also be providing insights into employer best practices in establishing recruiting and retention programs. Hopefully you're thinking about keeping the workforce that you just spent all this time, money, and effort to bring on over to your organization. And we'll also talk about how to establish a baseline and how to measure results. As far as things we're going to address, Joywyn, do you want to talk about some of the topics that you think are really important?
Well, Jessica, we did a nationwide survey and we found that 46% of people with disabilities rated their last experience applying for a job as, quote, difficult to nearly impossible. So we've created a series of new resources called TalentWorks that helps employers focus on their e-recruiting program and making sure that it's really accessible.
Sometimes when people think of diversity, and they just go one way or the other. So we will be talking about all aspects of diversity, including those with disabilities as well as veterans. So if you're looking at engaging the military or a veteran population, we'll be talking about those communities of people and how to develop those relationships and make a more inclusive workplace. One of the other things I want to make sure we discuss is compliance and workplace regulations. I tend to find that a lot when I work with technology companies, we aren't always focused on the compliance and HR side of things. I know it's not the sexiest thing in the world, believe me. It's not my favorite part of the job. However, it is extremely important, especially when you think about the number of companies in the news who maybe be affirmative action providers or are facing discrimination charges. We want to keep the best candidates coming to our organization, regardless of their age, race, class, as well as their disability. So we want those people there, and I think it's a smart move, especially in this really competitive hiring and recruitment market right now.
Another thing that we'll cover is we've developed a resource called Policy Matters, which is really a plain language guide to some of these regulations. We help get you the resources and the tools to figure out these policies in a clearer way than has traditionally been put out there before.
So our talk that we are pitching, and we need your vote, we're counting on you to vote and leave a comment for us. It's called Straight Talk, Neurodiversity, Universal Design, and Inclusion in the Workplace. I have been at South by for 9 years, and I feel like this presentation, this workshop that we're going to be putting together is going to be different than you've ever seen. It's not just a panel of talking heads. We're going to give you just resources and information and real life case studies and business use that you can take away to your organization straight away when you head back to the office after South by. So vote for us, Straight Talk, Neurodiversity, Universal Design, and Inclusion in the Workplace. Thanks for your vote, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah, see you in Austin.
There.